There's something special about Great Smoky Mountains National Park. It is beauty beyond words. My first Smoky Mountain adventure was as a kid. My whole family hiked to Laurel Falls. It was like God created this perfect place just for me. Many years later, my wife and I honeymooned here. We brought our family here on vacations. Now we're blessed to live here. I was inspired to write adventure stories about the Smoky Mountains after a hike up Mount Camerer. The whole time, I just imagined what life was like for moonshiners who were living in those hollers filled with rocks and streams. Every corner of this place makes you want to strike out on a new adventure of your own, to climb a mountain, explore a mysterious trail, discover an old homestead, hike to a beautiful waterfall. As I went on more adventures in the Smoky Mountains, I began to wonder, what is it like to protect the park and to help the people who get hurt or lost here? That's when I had an idea. The Smoky Mountains are all about finding your own adventure. What if there were novels that helped take people on those adventures? That's how I came up with the Smoky Mountain Adventure stories. The series begins in book 1, Flood, where Monica Greene, a national park ranger who grew up in eastern Tennessee, does all she can to make the park safer for its visitors and its workers. See, Monica is very passionate about safety. In her past, she's seen people get seriously hurt and even die in accidents in the parks. 2 of her rangers that worked for her died during a search and rescue attempt when she worked out west at Grand Canyon National Park. Ever since then, she's been on a mission to keep visitors and park staff safe. In Flood, Monica's story begins when a tropical storm hits the Smoky Mountains. The rivers get out of control, bridges get knocked out, trees are falling down everywhere. It's a really dangerous time to be out in the park, but rangers have a job to do, and Monica is all in. Monica's journey goes to some of the most beloved areas in Great Smoky Mountains National Park. She travels with her friend and fellow ranger to Abrams Falls, where they experience a nerve-wracking encounter with a food-conditioned bear. She puts her life on the line to rescue stranded hikers near Laurel Falls and Chimney Tops. Monica even ventures far off trail to search an abandoned mine. And in the story's climactic scene, she'll search for a lost and stranded family during a tense nighttime search and rescue. But Monica's story doesn't stop at forests and rivers. It also follows her home, where she's caring for her father, who's growing sicker and sicker by the day. Ultimately, it's a story about the cost of helping others, especially when they don't want to do what's necessary to help themselves. I'm really proud of this book. I think it's the kind of story that readers are really going to enjoy themselves and then want to tell their loved ones all about. I hope Flood takes you on the adventure of a lifetime. I'm David Safford, and I write stories for people who love adventure and who love people.